I'm just going to start with a few introductions. I anticipate some others logging on, but I want to welcome you to the marathon week we've had for virtual learning, and this is our conclusion today. And what a better way to conclude with this fabulous cooking demo. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Elena Dinkin, and I am the Senior Adult Director for the YMCA of Greater Houston. So pleased to have all of you on this call today. You should have received by email this afternoon our lineup for next week. If you didn't get it, please reach out to me, let me know. I do know that we have some great programs again next week. Today, it gives me great pleasure to welcome back Connie Lacobi, a farmer owner of the House of Tea. You might have been so privileged last month to enjoy her demonstration with scones, holiday scones. And today we're looking at how to utilize frozen puff pastry. There is the chat feature down at the bottom. So if you have questions, please put those in the chat feature and I will forward those on to Connie. Just recognize that you will only see Connie and also her technical assistant, Kevin, who has so kindly offered to do the video. We thank you, Kevin, as well. So Connie, we welcome you and take it away. Thank you.
Okay. Today I'm showing how to using puff pastry, and you can get it from the store. This is a puff pastry dough. Okay, this I use. It's very simple, not very difficult work to do, but I have the two different dish to using the puff pastry, which they were very popular at the tea house before. And the one is called Potato Samosa. I know everybody have to taste the samosa, which is a deep fried Indians, the ethnic groups of cuisine, or some Jamaican, they do it in the samosa. But the version is not deep fried. I'm going to bake it and with puff pastry. But we're going to learn how to make it from scratch to do the potato filling. Okay. The second dish we do is a chicken in a blanket, which is what Elena was talking about. Oh, what are we going to do? I said, well, after the holiday, the people very tired of the eating turkey, and they can use it as some leftover for it. And okay. Then I think about, well, so chicken in the blanket would be good, which is where I'm using come closer look at the ingredient I have. It's kind of complicated because I have two different dish right there. So all my table is filled with different ingredients. The chicken in the blanket, I have the chicken that is already cooked. It's chicken thigh, and I chop it. And the onion, and I chop 1 egg. Tomato is using Roma tomato. 3 of them chopped. And this is cilantro. It's really good, really tasty. Okay, smell good. And also basil. There's a fresh basil. It's then I have pepper, starch, and also garlic powder. I would at the time when I focus on the chicken, the blanket at the time, I would tell you how to do this prepared chicken. It's very simple to do. You need to do it ahead of time. For the potato samosa, I have potato, 3 russet potato, and first I dice it, onion, I dice it. And we have chickpeas. I'm using a can, 1 can, the 15 ounce, and also frozen vegetables. So you can see it right here, mixed vegetables. Also I have the ginger. I'm using 4 ounces of ginger, 1 big head of a garlic, and all chop it. The spice rice, I'm using turmeric. And I mix it with 1 tablespoon of salt in there, 1 teaspoon of turmeric. Okay. And then here we have 1.5 tablespoon of the masala spice. if the people don't know where to get the masala or what brand name or what you might want, whatever you use in the kitchen is fine. But if you want me to tell you where I my masala, I will show you. And also here you can see that little cumin seed. Okay, it's a 1 tablespoon. You can see that. Okay, that's what we make the potato samosa filling from scratch. You can before the show I make some because I want to cool it down before I wrap it nicely. You see that how look, and I put it aside, let it cool, and then when I do the wrapping, then it within it's easy to wrap, and then easy to wrap in the hot pastry store when the thing are cool. Okay, now any question before I start doing the potato samosa and explaining you the steps?
I don't see any yet, Connie.
Okay. All right. Now that we go in the stove top, I put 2 tablespoons of ghee. You can use a regular cooking oil. Okay. Okay, high heat. If any question, you can stop me anytime. So then I put the ginger, garlic. Because since I use it 1/2 of the ingredient to make it a little ahead of time, so this is in the remaining half of that. This is 2 ounces of ginger. The ounce, what I mean is the weight of the ginger root, okay? And then I have 1/2 head of the garlic. And we need to brown this. Cooking the filling normally takes about like 15 minutes to make the filling.
I also just want to mention that I will be sending the recipe out to everyone. So no need to write it down as Connie mentions it. I will be sending this out to everybody. Thank you.
Okay, and then we put the onion in. The trick about cooking Indian food, you need to cook the spice first, okay? The main character, you can put it later, but you have to cook. You need to like spice up, use the spice, cook it in the oil, make it like the spice up. And these vegetables, onions, and garlic have to be little golden brown. And also the Indian, we call the Indian filling, the samosa filling. You can also just eat it as it. You don't have to be wrapped it in the puff pastry, okay? So you can use it as one of your meal too. Or put inside your crate if you have a crate. So you can as a crate filling. Or eat it with the rice. Or you don't want so much rice, and then you can eat it with quinoa and all kind of stuff. Right, so now we put the spice right here, and then cook the spice. You can see all the difference. So I'm gonna put the spice in, cook the spice. So this is the masala with a cumin seed. Is about a 3/4 tablespoon, because the 1/3 I use it for the original the first batch. Okay, and this is salt and the turmeric.
You're such a great cook and you have such a clean kitchen. It's wonderful.
Thank you. So, and now as this, look at right here. You can tell, you can smell. Now, first you need to smell it because you cook the spice in the reason you want to smell, like the smell, get the aroma get into it. Okay, and now, then it's the time to put the potato in. Potato, after you cut it for a while, it's changing color, so don't worry about that part. Turn it. Okay. And it needs about 1 cup of water, okay? Now at this point, then you should like just cover it. Turn around a little bit more, cover it, let it cook about 10 minutes. Make sure it's all the spice sticking at the bottom. That's like stick it. It's about like 10 minutes. Then we do add the rest of the chickpeas and the mixed vegetable in, and then make it uncover. It's about that time, 10 minutes. The potatoes should be like around 75% very soft. Okay. So in the meantime, when we waiting for this to be done, and we can ask everybody have any questions.
How high is the heat?
Heat is very high heat. Okay.
think that's,
Any questions?
that was the question. Kevin got that one. I don't think there was another question.
No. Okay. So in the meantime, if there are no other questions, then we move here to do the chicken filling. Okay. I need to make it to 10.
9 minutes.
Do the 10 minutes. Let me check one more time. I don't want to dry us. Okay. All right. The chicken filling, very simple. Okay, let me get a big bowl. I'm gonna get my glove and that because I might use my hand.
So this is for making your second dish, the chicken
Yes,
in the
it's
blanket.
a chicken in the blanket filling because those need to be cool. Okay, so I have the two tubing in the today, so I need to be make a clear, you know, and in the meantime, waiting for the potato to be soft, and I to do the next filling. Okay, now the chicken in for chicken in the blanket, the dark meat chicken. What I do is I'm using a baking sheet, a baking pan. I buy the chicken from the grocery store, peel out the skin. The chicken totally peel out the skin. Okay. If you like it, it's fine. But like this recipe, I don't need it. Okay. I lay on the baking pan, and I do 1/2 cups of wine in there, and I put salt and pepper. Okay. If you like it to be more salty, it's a fine, but you know, I think it's a one teaspoon of salt or maybe 2. That will be good. It's according to your own health adjustment. And the pepper cover with foil, 375 degrees, and put in oven and bake about 45 minutes. And it come up is really delicious. Okay, then we come up with a fry like this, and we also have some the chicken gravy, like the chicken sauce. So I put the chicken sauce out here because if you feel like the chicken is kind of a little bit dry, then you add a little bit salt, the chicken sauce in there, and make it like moist and not so dry.
Right. And what kind of wine did you use?
I'm using white wine, or you can using sherry or something. Okay, it's good.
yes, that's good.
All right, so now I put the chicken. So it's about 6 to 8 chicken thigh. Okay,
There is another question, Connie. What is the chicken sauce?
chicken sauce after you bake the chicken thigh, after you cover with the bacon foil, you will come up with tons of liquid on the baking pan. I don't throw it away.
The drippings.
The dripping, yeah. The other words, yeah.
Connie does not waste much in this kitchen.
Yeah, the dripping, the dripping also you can use it for soup too. You know. Of course, you also can screen out all the fat. You know, when you refrigerate it, you know, big state, you know, just the first layer of fat you can just throw it away.
Skin.
You know? All right, so the ingredient, and then put cilantro. Cilantro, it depends on the size of the cilantro you get from the store. If you like it come in very tiny bunch, then you get 2 bunch. Okay, so that's why I say 1 to 2 bunch. It's quite depend on which store you get. Okay, cilantro. This is 2 bunch. I got it from HEB. And then the 1 onion. It's a kind of big onion look like, and then you chop. You said all the work is a chopping. And this recipe, I when I create the time because I love pico de gallo. So this is all, all the pico de gallo ingredient in it, like onions, cilantro, tomato, basil. Just I didn't put the lemon juice. Basil and then 3 tomatoes. See, tomato have a lot of juice already, so it's very good. Okay. We just like mix it together. I have a glove of mixer with my hand.
Did you use purple onions?
I using a red onion and some of the when I do the potato that time is the onion is so huge, so you can use a red onion or you can use in a regular yellow onion. There's no particular. But I myself love red onion because red onion smell better or taste more friendly. Okay.
Is purple onion and red onion the same thing?
You said
Yes.
I think it's the same thing. It's no difference.
We don't eat onions in my house, so.
Typically at the store, they're called purple onions, Connie.
Oh, I see. Okay, you squeeze it and then we'll blend it together. Now the pepper, 1 teaspoon of the pepper, black pepper, and the 2 teaspoons of the garlic. Okay, now like what I'm saying, if you like feel, because this is a very cooked item already. So if you feel like it's not salty enough, you can adjust your own salt. Okay. But to me, when you cook the chicken that time, it is quite salty. And this kind of mix you can use it also for omelet at the next day if you like any leftover from not enough puff pastry to fill it. Then save this mix and then use it for omelet. Okay, now that we have the starch, okay. Oh, get the cooking wine first. There's a 1/4 cup of the cooking wine. Now I think it's moist enough. I don't need to put any stocking. Okay, let me put an egg in here. Right. Excuse me, let me check on the potato, okay? Okay, good. I turn down a little bit because I'm talking. Okay. So messy. Okay. So you can see that it's all grew up together a little bit instead of loose.
What exercise for the arm?
Oh yeah. Yeah, shoulder work. Yeah. So remember, you need to breathe in And then after you squeeze and breathe out.
And what was the liquid you just put in?
That's a egg. That's a 1 egg, and I'm using the starch, corn starch, and put it in there. So instead of just dump the cornstarch all there, okay. But you know, have a little bit stick there. I can add a little tiny bit of water and take it. Oh, here you go. Could you like turn off the stove first, and I will go back there in like 1 second. Okay. Okay. I use a tiny little bit of water, just take make sure all the starch go back. Okay, here you go. Good. Okay, it's almost done, waiting for wrapping. Okay. Further. Okay. We'll use that. All right. Now we back to the potato. So that is ready for wrapping. Okay, back to the potato. Yeah. The condition of the potato here. See, you can poke it. It's soft enough. You can break it. That's what I need to make sure it not stick to the bottom. You can see it.
Yeah.
Now, let's turn it back on. Okay. Then this time, I uncover it and I put the chickpeas and the mixed vegetables. Seeing the chickpeas in the can, what I do is I open the can the time, I rinse it. I rinse the can, rinse off all the liquid there. Okay. And then strain it. Make sure there's no retain a lot of extra water. Okay. Okay. And they're cooked, so you just let it open. Let it make it cook open. Not cover until it's a little bit dry up. Okay. Any questions? It's usually about like turn down the heat a little bit, the medium heat. It's about like 10 minutes. It should be okay.
There's not any questions. You're so very thorough with everything. I think we're also just in awe of how professional that you are.
Okay. All right.
A comment is that everything looks yummy. So.
All right. Let me just put this back.
Yeah.
All right. And now go to the wrapping procedures.
And a question: were the mixed veggies frozen?
Yes, it was a frozen session. Yes, and if you see my recipe at the time, I will well clear with it. Yeah. Usually, my recipe is.
Tell us about that little trick, Connie. What did you just do for your cutting board so it won't move?
Okay, if you're using this kind of cutting board, and my towel, and then you will slide, you cut your hand. You're using the wet. You wet a little bit the paper towel and then put under there, and you won't move.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an old trick. But when you work in work in a really commercial kitchen, you cannot do that. The first thing the inspector will come in and see you chopping, and then you immediately or lift it up and see where you're doing it. If you're doing that, they give you a ticket.
Mm.
It's very fun. Yeah, they won't allow you to do it because it also, if you at home you can do that, but you know when you get back there, because they don't want you like the people old habit to put a towel, not paper towel, and the old towel all have germs.
Sitting there the whole day.
Days, you know, in that, you know. So he immediately like lift it up and see what you're doing, you know. So the other way to do, you can get the little silicone thing, or another chopping board now they have silicone in there, so it will not slice. But this is my old chopping board, so then no silicone.
Good, thank you.
Okay, all right, and so here you go. I have a baking sheet with a silicone pad right here, 2 of them. Okay, now I have the dough. It was frozen. Okay, so they come in the two sheets. Okay, and the dough cutter, you might need it. So it's a frozen. So sometimes you're too frozen. It's hard, it will easy to break. Okay, so we need to be careful about a little bit. Defrost it. You don't want it to be. See, look, this is hard. Let it sit a little bit. I don't want it to break, and that is very difficult. Okay, it might work in here. And then put up here, then let it defrost a little bit more naturally. Okay, here you go. Good. Okay, I'm gonna slice it in. Okay, cut it into 4. So 1. Okay. It's still very, it's cold. That's let me to turn that on. I think it's good, this one. All right, this is good. All right, so see the dough is right here, cut into 4. So one, my in Indian the filling, samosa filling, it should be enough for 8 because you have 2 sheets. Okay. Like when say you have extra, you can just eat it as a meal, or you can eat it with a quinoa. Okay.
Yeah, a question.
Yes.
How long did you let the pastry thaw?
I think I have been doing this in like 4 o'clock. So it seems like frozen. It depends on your room temperature and the weather. You see, like now it's 2 hours, still like kind of like frozen like that. So just maybe it's ready to do it in a little bit, 10 minutes like that. The little warm. I would say it quite depends on the day and the time in what kind of weather condition that you have. I just told it's more than about 2 hours, you know. Okay. Before the shoulder time, I already do the filling like I showed before, and I just cool it down in the refrigerator. So here we go. This scoop is 1/2 size cups. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have some more in here. It should be cool enough. This is I cooked it before. It should be cool enough to do it. All right. Now this is a fun thing to do. You pull a little bit on this side. Now, if you're too frozen, it might be hard to do it. So that's why I'm saying you have to wait, be patient. Okay, here. You squeeze it a little bit.
Sure looks easy for you.
Okay. And then you close the end. Here, look, this is a tray. You close it and will not burst out. Okay? Okay. Okay. And don't worry about, we're going to seal it with either egg or milk. Okay? Number 2. Okay. And this is ready to go in the oven. And either brush it. Either you, like I say, you can brush it with milk or brush it with egg wash.
Boy, those look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. So
Had a question about your pastry cutter tool. Where can you buy that?
I bought it in a either A Smart, I think when I have the restaurant that time, or to go to the what's the place that's called the Pastry something on the Bel Air Triangle area.
And another question is, could you just roll out the individual squares a little before putting the filling on?
Roll out. You mean the make a thinner? That's what I mean?
I guess that's the question.
I think
You could. If you wanted the dough to be thinner, you can roll it out, but to make sure that you can not bake it. Yes, so you could. You can make it more like instead of 4, you can cut it into 8 or something.
Or if you could roll them out before
Yeah.
going on.
You can do whatever you want, but this is the wings I make the samosa bigger, you know. You can make a different size. If you want it to smaller, you can cut it into 8 or make it thinner, but you're very careful about sometimes it's so soft, you know. Then you put it back. If the dough is getting so soft, you should put it back in the refrigerator and wait a little bit and do it.
I think they also have that pastry cutter tool at Bearings Hardware.
Good, Bearings have everything.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. The samosa part is done. You just once it's done. I don't know whether I couldn't find the old picture on my samosa I have. So after done, I'll take the pictures and give it to Elena. The chicken the blanket now. Okay.
Temperature.
Oh, temperature 375. Okay. All right. Hit this dough. Okay, doggy have to move away. I have a 2 dogs right here. Now that they think have something to eat.
Yeah, if you do not have a pastry cutter, you could probably use your pizza cutter. There you go.
Yeah. All right, here go. Now this I'm happy with this one. This is much like before it's really good temperature. Because you know it's not easy. It's easy to open up. Okay, here you go. All right.
No flour on the cutting board.
Because they have quite a bit of you could if you like force the dough too long it will become sticky, you might want to put a flour, but I think they are pretty good about all on both pieces have quite a bit of flour in there. All right, here you go. Oh, I forgot this part. Cheese. I'm using mozzarella. If you like other kind, you don't like mozzarella, you can. I like mozzarella because kind of mild, not so dominant taste. But because you can check your, my goal is you can taste the fresh, the chicken taste, and the pickled the taste in there. But if you're using very strong cheese like Parmesan and other fine, then you want to taste the natural of that chicken. Or you can use jack if you're more like you don't like mozzarella. You can also jack cheese.
Okay. Had a question about when you were brushing the pastry. Could you explain the difference, if any, when using milk to brush the pastry? Can it be almond milk?
Yes, you could. You know.
Okay.
If you want completely vegan, yeah.
So it works well.
Works well. Yeah. Okay. So for first layer of that.
And did you say, Connie, you don't put any flour on the cutting board?
I don't need to because this dough comes in quite a bit of flour in that. Yeah. But you quite depend if your dough have been forced too long and getting too sticky, you might have to do that. Okay. Does that answer questions? You understand the situation? Yes. And also quite depends on your cutting board. Some of the like wood cutting board, you might want to do that, you know. Okay. Here you go. And one big scoop of that. And at this time, I'm not doing like the four side. I'm just do a diagonal. Just one side. Press a little bit. Or you can use a toothpick or something, hold it, up to you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, here you go, tight, fill in. Yeah, when the cheese melt the time, it will just like bonding together. Okay, next one.
Kevin, you're getting kudos for the camera work. I will say that this is a wonderful team tag here.
Thank you.
Someone said that they make a salmon and puff pastry, and this is giving some ideas on how to fold their pastry for that, which is much better than what they were doing.
It's a lot of patience.
You do it so easily, though.
Okay, this is the last one. These two dishes is really good if you have a party, you know, or some kind of, you can use it for the entree or you can use it for the party dish. Okay. This is
Someone
basically
and baking sheets and thinks that they're great.
brush it in.
Another question was, could you use parchment paper to line a regular baking sheet if you don't have the silicone?
Oh yeah, you can using parchment paper. Yeah. Okay. Now this ready to go in. Okay. Oh, there we go. Put this in there. Okay. Wow. The potato samosa, how long it be? It's about 50 minutes were there?
I was not timing.
Until the golden brown. Okay, that's the whole goal. Okay. All right. So any questions?
I think we've been answering the questions as we've been going along, as opposed to waiting till the end. So I think we've caught up on all of the questions.
Oh, and the chicken and blanket, how much filling did you use? Is that a half cup scoop?
Yes, one half cup size. Is ice cream scoop? No. I know I make a lot of that, but it's like I was saying, I have another, and I bought 2 boxes of this. So I'm gonna after the show, I'm gonna finish up. The leftover filling is some of them you like, you have a whole bunch, then you can use it for, your omelet tomorrow,
Yeah. Can the filling be frozen, the unused filling, and also the puff pastry
Yes,
itself?
definitely. That's that. Okay, the samosa after you're done, let it cool down. Individual wrap it and freeze it.
Great. And what brand of puff pastry did you use?
Using Pepperidge Farm.
Okay.
Wow. This is great. Why do you like these dishes? What makes them one of your favorites, Connie?
Say again, please.
Are either of these your favorite dishes? And if so, what do you enjoy about them?
Potato samosa is not 100% is my favorite, but just because it's my husband's favorite. And I love the curry. And nowadays, I cannot eat so much spicy food. So, but I love the curry, and it was one of the most popular pastries or snack in the tea house. The people love it, and it's bestseller. Chicken blanket, on the other hand, I love it because I like the cilantro, basil is my favorite vegetables, and chickens also. So it's like because I love the pickled gallos. That's why I'm using those ingredients to make them with the chickens.
Good.
Yeah.
And I love the cooking the wine.
Yeah. Wow. This is great. You and your husband both team tag very well, and have really given us a great presentation tonight.
Oh, let me show you one of the cooked chicken the blankets.
Okay.
You don't need to film it in I forgot. So, see, this was how I store it. It's already done, and so I wrapped it individual with a saran wrap.
Wow.
And it will keep it fresh.
Wow.
For 3 months. Okay.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. And in answer to another question, when Connie had the restaurant, these were dishes both served. The restaurant's been closed since 2015. Connie's focused on the tea business.
Oh,
and cooking at home. Yeah.
Yes, and I really do miss the cooking. I know it's a lot of work for prepping and a lot of chopping exercise, but I do missing cooking. That's why I told Elena I would want you to do the cooking show because I love cooking. So.
Yeah. We actually have Connie booked for Chinese New Year. We have a little tour in her home, and then we're going to have a little bit of a cooking demo as well and certainly continue to ask Connie to cook more than past Chinese New Year, because Connie's great. Kudos to
Oh,
Connie.
thank you. Yeah, we will share everybody about what we usually in Hong Kong do for the first day of the Chinese New Year. Like we I think I gave the presentation before. We celebrate not only just one day. We celebrate 15 days.
All right, we'll keep them guessing on that. We'll keep them guessing on that. So this comment was, it's a fabulous demonstration. I've never used puff pastry before, but I will try it now.
Yeah, it's not difficult. Really, I encourage people to do that. It's not difficult, to do it. I have the same show I did for the pan forward, and somebody asked, well, whether should they make their own puff pastry? I haven't done it, but you could if you're really good about making your own dough. You can do it. I think that you might have to need it because you need to stretch it. You have to really need it, just like the people who make a little wonton wrapper, the kind to stretch can be stretchable.
Sure.
It takes a lot of time, the work to stretch.
Yeah, patience. Another question was, what are some other recipes you can make with puff pastry dough? What else can you make?
My son make it like a Wellington beef that's using puff pastry. There's a lot of things you can do that. I mean, wrap the puff pastry, I think.
Good. I know they use it some for desserts too.
Yeah, you can do the desserts a lot, definitely. Yeah, you can make like a little tart or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Things you can mince as long as it's not too liquidy. That's your limiting factor. You have to be a bit soft, but a little dry.
Sure. Another question I had you applied, going back to the beginning, you applied the egg wash on the puff pastry. Did you use anything else other than eggs when you did the wash? It was just an egg that you
egg and water.
And water, yeah.
No.
Yeah. Good. Great. I don't see any other questions. I do see, again, a lot of kudos to Connie.
Oh, thank you. Let me just check on that, see whether the samosa is good enough to show. Come on, sister, you need to move. You're gonna burn. Still a little bit time. See, look, it's not brown yet. One side a little, but have quite. That's getting there, but just be patient, okay?
Sure.
Probably about 10 minutes.
Okay. 10 minutes. All right.
Yeah. And I will send a picture after it's done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other comments or questions before we close? Let's see. We'll give a few more minutes. Again, I want to just say that it's great. We have someone who used to live 3 blocks from your house of tea, and they miss you being there. So somebody on the call was that close.
Yeah.
Again, they look beautiful. They look delicious. Thank you so much. So I want to say thank you very much to Connie for this. Connie will be, again, sending me the recipe. I will be sending that out to all of you with a recording. Connie will send her pictures of the finished product, and then you guys can send me pictures to send to Connie once you make your own frozen puff pastry.
Yeah, that would be good. And also, if you have any requests and want me to do something different, and you can just let Elena know. So
Sure. Connie's offering to do more cooking demos. So you guys let me know what you would like to have, and we will get that going. So I want to thank Connie again, and also, here we go. Do you have a YouTube channel, Connie?
Yes, I do. I do, and I put a couple of shows in there, and So far, I do have is all the, I think it's the tea one, right? So I have the doing the how to do the tea. We have one. I have to put another one is all called the cooking tea with the shrimp together. So I don't know. I might ask Elena. Did you record it?
I did record this.
Right. So the last one recorded. Maybe it's to see whether can put it in the YouTube channel in that.
We'll talk about that. I'm not sure about how that comes to be, but I'll definitely work with you on it. Happy to do that.
Yeah. If you allow me to do that and have the tape, and we can put it in the YouTube channel.
Good. Let's talk about that. That's a good idea. Again, thank you to everybody. And Connie has volunteered to do more cooking demos. We do, like I said, have something in February, but send me requests because Connie is the gal here and it all smells delicious. And we certainly have another member. If you guys have not had the opportunity to follow Ernestine Wagner. Ernestine is one of our other members who has done some cooking demos for us and is in the process of completing and having published her cookbook. So the Y is very fortunate to have this talent among us, and we appreciate all of you for opening up your homes to do these virtual demonstrations. So thank you again to everybody. Everybody stay safe, and I hope to see you on the programs next week. All right?
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.